Well, do I have to give it?
Yes, you do.
I don't. Why are you lying?
I'm not lying.
You are lying.
Why?
He's lying. He's lying to me, saying that I have to give him me
What's
details.
the issue with you giving us your details? I don't understand why.
Because he's just lied to me about it.
I'm not lying to you at all.
You've just lied to said I have to give you me details.
I'm asking you
I
for your name.
don't.
Right.
Under what law do I have to give you me details?
Well, what you do have to do...
Can you keep your distance? You've got no mask on. Keep your distance.
What I'm going to do to you? No. Take your phone and I'm going to go through your phone.
Right, can I just say, I'm just doing a documentary. I'll explain.
Right.
I'm just doing a documentary on police abusing section 43.
Section 43?
Yeah.
Which is what?
Terrorism Act.
You're going to fall over.
Right, can you just tell me what you're doing, what section you're doing, etc.?
Right. Because of the current threat situation with terrorism, alright?
Terrorist, right, yeah, well, this is what I'm doing a documentary on, yeah.
Right. You're here taking photographs of sites of interest, alright?
Yeah.
You refuse to give me your details, so I want to see what photographs you're taking, alright? And I've got the right to look at your phone.
From the moment the officer arrives, he immediately starts lying. He tells Matt that he is legally required to provide his details, trying to pressure and intimidate him. But Matt knows his rights, and when he asks the officer to specify the legal basis for this demand, the officer can't name one. The truth is straightforward. The only law that requires someone to give their details in public is Section 50 of the Police Reform Act 2002, and that only applies in cases of antisocial behavior, not when filming. Instead of admitting his wrong, the officer doubles down, falsely claiming that Matt's refusal to provide his details gives him the right to search his phone and photos. That's completely outrageous. Accessing someone's phone requires a warrant or very specific terrorism-related powers. There is no law that allows an officer to rifle through private images just because someone won't identify themselves.
Okay. I'm going to ask you now.
If you detain me, you have, under section 43.
Right. I'm telling you now, I'm going to look at your phone. Now, how we do it is entirely up to you. I don't start getting hands on me and putting you on the floor. What I am going to do, I'm going to start looking at your
You're going to put me on the floor?
Yeah.
There'd be a lawsuit against that, you know that, don't you? Because what you're doing now is unlawful.
No,
I've done nothing wrong.
Right, I'm asking you now if I can have a look at your phone.
No, you'll have to detain me. Right.
Hey, do you want to tell us what you're doing? Am I just going to take your word for it? Do terrorists say, I'm here to plant a bomb, or do they say I'm taking pictures?
Extreme.
No, it's not. If you're doing it,
terrorist?
I don't know. What does a terrorist look like? Can you describe a terrorist to me?
Common sense.
No, you need some common sense, don't you? You're wasting everybody's time, aren't you? I didn't find anything.
What were you expecting to find?
Items related to terrorism.
And you didn't find anything?
No, I didn't.
No.
That's right.
What's your call number?
It's 3816.
What's your name?
I'm not telling you my name.
You need to tell me your name.
No, not under the Terrorism Act, I don't have to.
Am I still being detained under the Terrorism Act?
No, you're not.
Right, therefore, I would like your name.
Well, I'm telling you, you're not having it.
I would like your name, please.
I'm telling you not.
Matt makes it clear, if the officer wants to see his phone, he'll have to detain him first. Instead of recognizing how ridiculous that would be, the officer goes ahead and detains Matt under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. Using counter-terrorism powers on a man calmly filming in public while walking his dog isn't policing. It's sheer desperation. When Matt asks if he actually looks like a terrorist, the officer responds with a serious but sarcastic, "What does a terrorist look like?" Which isn't a legal answer. Matt was in plain clothes, filming openly, speaking calmly, and simply walking his dog. None of that meets the threshold for reasonable suspicion of terrorism. And even after the search is over, the officer's arrogance doesn't fade. When Matt asks for his name, the officer refuses, hiding behind the Terrorism Act, until Matt presses him. Once the detention ended, Code C of PACE requires the officer to identify himself, and there's no getting around that. Next voice. When Matt highlights how often Section 43 is abused, the officer turns it back on him, accusing Matt of deliberately visiting police stations and other sites of interest just to provoke a reaction. In other words, the officer openly admits he knows exactly what Matt is doing, auditing. This isn't terrorism, crime, or even suspicious behavior. It's lawful filming meant to test how the police respond. And here's the most telling part. If the officer truly believed Matt was only there to provoke a reaction, why on earth did he give him exactly that? Detaining Matt under the Terrorism Act wasn't about security, it was about ego. By his own admission, the officer knew Matt's intentions but still chose to escalate the situation using one of the most serious stop and search powers available. That's not safeguarding the public. That's walking straight into a trap.
If you, look through my phone like you shouldn't have been doing. Did you see the pictures of my wife with it out?
No.
No?
No.
It makes me wonder why you wanted to search my phone when I've been doing what I'm doing.
Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, I'm allowed to look through any digital media.
If you've got reasonable grounds, mate, you haven't.
Yeah, I have.
You didn't?
I have.
Right, we'll see about that, won't we? I better tell you something, you won't do this again. You won't abuse section 43 again. This will be the last time you do that. So, like, there's no one round here, is there?
Yeah, anyone?
So I'd be likely to get into trouble if I swore?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be, you'd be getting retrained about that if you did that. Because there's no one about. You point to me, the nearest person that could hear me swear right now. Show me the nearest member of the public.
It's really, really windy, so your voice could probably carry over to that fence where I can't really see through the bush.
Right, well, there's no one actually behind the bush.
There could be children there, so.
Could be.
Yeah, there could be.
Right, what about if I whisper it to you?
You'd whisper what to me?
A swear word.
Why would you want to do that?
Just to prove to you that I can.
What does that prove?
Because you try to tell me that I can't do it, I'd get into trouble when there's no one around.
It proves. Why would you want to come on?
Proves that you're wrong.
Well, you won't be coming that close to me anyway to whisper it in my ear.
Well, your mate came that close to me without his mask on.
Well, if you start walking towards me like
I'm not going to start walking towards you.
No, you're not.
But if I did, go on.
I won't let you do it.
Alright.
If you start walking to me for absolutely no reason whatsoever, I won't allow it to.
Alright. You're a real hero, you aren't you? What a tough guy.
Not at all. Would you allow just someone randomly just to start walking up to you?
If you was going to say something to me, yeah? Is that a crime?
Did I say
Is it? Right, well, shut up then.
No, you shut up.
Or else what?
Well, you're telling me to shut up.
So, I pay your wages, that's the difference.
I pay your benefits, so let's call it even.
I haven't got benefits though, mate.
We don't pay my wages.
I probably make more in an hour than what you do in a week.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you do. Right, well, you're doing very well for yourself.
I am, thank you very much. Yeah, don't tell me to shut up, by the way.
As soon as Matt starts challenging him with the law, the officer completely loses his composure. Instead of responding with authority or professionalism, he resorts to mirroring Matt's words back like a petty schoolyard comeback. Shut up. That's not how a trained officer should behave. It's the reaction of someone rattled and out of their depth. But what really crosses the line is what comes next. When Matt points out the simple fact that the public pays police wages, the officer sneers, "I pay your benefits." That wasn't a slip of the tongue. It was a deliberate personal insult. The truth is, under the Police Act 1996, police funding comes from taxation. So every member of the public contributes to their salaries. Matt's point was entirely accurate. The officer's baseless stereotype about benefits wasn't just irrelevant, it was outright.
Shut down, what's that your brain cell?
Right, what I'm going to do, you can pick a form up from the police station anytime. Leave this car park now, it's private property.
Right, okay.
Off you go.
I will leave, just keep away.
Off you go. Off you go. Keep your dog away from my legs, please. Off you go, please don't fall over.
Watch he doesn't piss on your boots.
Go. Well, if he does,
yeah?
we'll be getting launched across the pavement, won't it?
You've just threatened to kick me dog.
No, off the property.
You've just threatened to kick me dog. It's public property.
This is it. No.
It's public property. It's public property, muppet, and we pay for it.
You don't pay for it.
Yes, I do. Pay for your van, pay for your equipment, pay your wages. Right, and we're going to find out why you've threatened to kick me dog. You kick him, no, you would charge me, you would fine me. You wouldn't kick him. You'd kick him, would you? Right, you're going to be held accountable for that. You are going to be held accountable. Thank you very much, young lady. You've been very nice. And see you later, PC Muppet. PC Mug. Say hello to all your
You enjoy the rest of your day.
I will do.
You enjoy watching that video by yourself later?
There'll be about 10,000 people watching it.
With you by yourself?
No, you guys can have a look and you can read the comments. See you later. Thank you very much, love. See you later, Muppet.
The encounter ends with the officer at his absolute worst. After Matt makes a light-hearted joke about his brain cells, the officer snaps and orders him off the police car park, falsely claiming it was private property when it was clearly open to the public. That lie wasn't about protecting property. It was punishment for Matt getting under his skin. And just when you think the officer couldn't sink any lower, he spits out one of the most disgraceful lines heard during an audit. If Matt's dog pees on his boots, it will be launched across the pavement. A violent threat against an animal, uttered while in uniform, on duty, and in public view. It doesn't get more disgusting than that, and it laid bare the true state of his conduct. The signs had been there from the start. From the moment he arrived, the officer tried to bluff authority he didn't have, demanding Matt's details without any legal basis and insisting he could search his phone. These weren't slips of the tongue. They were calculated lies meant to intimidate someone who knew their rights. When that tactic failed, he escalated, detaining Matt under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, weaponizing counter-terror powers inappropriately. That misuse is where the entire encounter falls apart. Matt was in plain clothes, filming openly, calmly walking his dog, and standing his ground. There was no reasonable suspicion of terrorism whatsoever. The officer's sarcastic question, "What does a terrorist look like?" only exposed how hollow his grounds were. This wasn't counter-terror policing. It was ego in meltdown. Even basic procedure was ignored. The officer began filling out the required stop and search record, but then refused to hand it over, telling Matt to collect it later from the station. That directly violates PACE Code A, which requires documentation to be provided at the time. This was a deliberate attempt to dodge accountability, showing the officer wasn't interested in following the rules, only in asserting control. And that's the real takeaway. Every stage of this interaction, the lies about powers, the abuse of Section 43, the refusal to provide paperwork, the sarcastic taunts, the personal insults, and finally, the vile threat against Matt's dog, revealed an officer utterly unfit for the authority he wields. This wasn't policing. It was ego and anger spilling out in uniform. If anything, Matt didn't expose the officer. The officer exposed himself, embarrassing the very force he represents. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me keep doing independent coverage. Also, check out Matt's channel, linked in the description, and show him some love.